else for 4-1? Okay. All right, so before we get into this chapter, we're going to have to talk about the last one. So, if you'll look at these scores here, they tell a pretty chilling story, right? Fourth period averaged 83, seventh period averaged 87, and we're at the back of the pack here with 77 in this class. Which is a little weird because this class has the most raw potential. Like, I'll let you guys wonder about what that means, but this class definitely has the most raw potential of the three. And yet, you're really not showing it here. It means you're getting distracted a little too easily. And that's going to happen when you have a class of 34 people. That's just the reality of it. Just for comparison's sake, this is the easiest test of the year. I will tell you that just up front. Not only is it the easiest test, it could not have possibly been easier. If I sat down for this unit, for a projectiles unit, and tried to make easier questions, it literally would not be possible. There is no easier version than what you did yesterday. And I'm not saying that to try to make you feel dumb. It's not my purpose here. I'm just saying that it truly could not have been easier. If it was, it wouldn't be projectiles. It would just be like 2 plus 3. You know, that's the reality of it. That was there were no projectiles launched at an angle, and no point was Vy anything other than 0. You had it extremely easy yesterday on the test. I did look at the scores from 2 years ago when I was teaching physics honors, because I didn't teach honors last year, but 2 years ago, same exact test. The averages for the 3 classes I had then were 92, 89, and 91. I want you to think about those 3 numbers versus these 3. Now that being said, back then the classes were about 23 people and not 34. That's a pretty big discrepancy. With there being 34 people in here, I obviously can't keep track of what all of you are doing and whether you are concentrating on this or not. I can't, there's too many of you. And that tends to be the source of the problem. What this means is it's good practice for you guys for college, because I know a lot of you are heading to college eventually. Some of you next year, some of you 4 years from now, I don't know. Some of you not at all, and that's okay. Truly, that's fine. But for those of you who are, you need to consider that in college, your professor's not going to care if you're on your phone. He's just going to fail you because you failed the test because you weren't paying attention. It's that simple. And he's not going to think twice about it. Same with not showing up for several days in a row, or you are, but you are completely absorbed into something else. Or you're getting all the answers from the person next to you and have no clue what's going on. I know that's a bunch of you guys. Not just one, I'm not talking to any one individual. Although if it feels like I'm talking about you, I probably am. But there's a lot more of you as well. Right? That's truly a strategy that a lot of you use is, let me get the answer from the smart kid next to me. And if that's the case, make better choices, guys, because there is a correlation between that decision and you getting a 40 on the test. There's a correlation between those decisions. There's a correlation between being on your phone during class and you getting a 40 on the test. There's a correlation between you having your laptop out all the time watching weird videos every time I walk by and getting a 40 on the test. There is a correlation between those 2 events. Might be time to put the weird videos away, Broxton.
They have a calculator that has video games.
It's pretty cool. That's not the point. That's not the point. There's a correlation between the choices you guys are making and the scores that you're getting. That's the point I'm trying to make. And to be honest, the whole thing about the phones and the weird videos and getting the answers next to you, I don't care about any of that stuff. Because if you fail, I also don't care about that. Right? That's your choice.
It'll come back to the music.
Right. But you failing is your own choice. If you want to do that, that's fine. I don't care. If you want to pass, I can help you with that. If you want to fail, you don't need any help with that. That's okay. Then you got to make better choices. So that's what this is about. It's up to you. It's in your hands, because I'm not going to tell you to put the phone away so you can understand the lesson. You just need to put it away so you can understand the lesson. You also need to understand the power differential in this class. All right. There were, I think, 9 people who got 100, and about 4 more who got just points shy of 100 because they forgot units. That's almost a third of the class is getting basically a perfect score. And then another third of the class is getting like 60 or under. All right, no, you did great, Dave. That's the power differential going on here. Another thing I want you guys to be aware of is there were people who took 30 minutes, turned it in, and got maybe 40%. And sorry to throw you on the stand here. David just came in and did the test in 8 minutes and got a 98% on it. He did it in 8 minutes. Like, shut up. Good work. Okay, that was yesterday's, but I think it was like 5 minutes as well. That was very fast. It was very well done with the 100. So, you guys need to understand the power differential here. The problems you're having for most of you, I can't say for all of you, but the problems that most of you are having are not a matter of, oh, I wasn't taught this. You were. You were. Whether you got it or not, or if you were asking the person next to you for the answer, that's up to you. But just make better choices, guys, because that was, again, the easiest test we're going to have all year. Another thing, of course, and this is really only a problem in this class, not so much the other two, which leads me to believe it's actually a big source of the problem, is that there are a couple groups of very loud individuals, right, who are continuously hurting the performance of the people around them. What's weird is that the people in these groups tend to do pretty well, but the people around them are struggling, and we can't have that. So make better choices, guys, for everybody's sake, including yourself. Are there any questions about any of that? All right, we will do test corrections tomorrow. We'll fix it up. It'll be a quarter 2 grade. It will not mess up your quarter 1 grade. Your quarter 1 is intact.